9-ball pool. How to play. The object of the game is to be the first player to legally pot the number 9 ball. 9 ball is an example of a cue sport, where you use a wooden cue to hit the white ball, known as the cue ball, to pocket all of the numbered object balls on the table. However, in order to reach the 9 ball, you have to pot all of the other object balls first. This is done by potting them in numerical order. The standard dimensions of a 9-ball pool table are 9 feet long by 5 feet wide. Furthermore, all of the object balls on the table are 2 1/4 inches in diameter. This makes 9-ball pool hard to master, because the pockets, although are bigger than those on an English table, are small enough so that potting a bigger ball is more difficult. 9-ball pool is played with 2 people, or teams, and this is what you'll need to play 9-ball pool. You will need an American pool table, a wooden cue, or a carbon fiber cue, some chalk, a diamond rack, and a set of numbered pool balls. Next, let's have a look at another important thing: how do you set up a game? Firstly, you will need to rack up the object balls in the correct spots. Let's have a look at how this is done. At the top of the diamond, you will need to place the number 1 ball, which is yellow in color. Next, at the center of the diamond, you will need to place the number 9 ball, which is usually black or white, with a yellow stripe in the middle. And finally, all of the other balls must be randomly placed in the diamond, and it doesn't matter where they are placed. Finally, to complete tracking up this set of balls, you must make sure that the 9 ball is on the apex spot, located at the center of the foot string. Next, you will have to determine who will break first, and this is usually done with the lag. More on that later though. The player who is breaking first must put the cue ball anywhere inside of the break box. The break box is the one in the middle of the 3 boxes, which the kitchen is split into. Then, they will try to contact the number 1 ball, which is yellow, at the top of the diamond, in order to break the diamond apart, a little something like this. Next, you will need to check if the break made was a legal break, and for a break to be considered legal, it must meet one of 2 criteria. Either 1 or more object balls must be potted, or 4 object balls on the table must make contact with a rail. If neither of these criteria are met, then the break is illegal, and the breaker receives a foul, sometimes called a scratch. After the break, the player will then have to hit the lowest numbered ball on the table. If they hit the lowest numbered ball first, and pot a ball, they can have another turn. Here is the order you need to take the numbered balls in: number 1, yellow; number 2, blue; number 3, red; number 4, purple or pink; number 5, orange or purple; number 6, green; number 7, maroon or brown; number 8, black; and number 9, white and yellow, or black with yellow. I hope this clears up any misconceptions between which balls are which color. The colors on the left are the traditional ones, whereas the colors on the right are the new ones. Going back to this example, we can see that this player has potted the number 1 and 7 balls respectively. So, when they shoot again, they will have to hit the number 2 ball first. Player 1 will carry on shooting until either potting the 9 ball and winning, failing to pot one of the object balls, or fouling. If they foul or fail to pot a ball, it is the opponent's turn. They will then have the chance to strike the lowest numbered ball, so that they can get to the 9 ball themselves. In snooker, an English billiards game, invented in 1875, if you hit the ball on, and a different colored ball goes into a pocket, this is considered a foul. However, in 9-ball pool, it is perfectly legal if you strike the lowest numbered ball first, and a different object ball goes into a pocket. For example, if player 1 hits the 2 ball, and the number 5 ball goes into the pocket instead, it is still a legal shot, because player 1 contacted the lowest numbered ball first. This also demonstrates that you can win the frame early by contacting the lowest numbered ball on the table, and the 9 ball going into a pocket. Whoever legally pots the 9 ball first, wins the game. and games of 9-ball pool are usually played as a race to 6, 9, or 11 racks, with the person who earns that number of racks the fastest winning the game. However, what things can't you do in a game of 9-ball pool? Let's have a look at them, one by one. These include pocketing the cue ball, accidentally or otherwise. You can't move any of the object balls with anything except your cue. You can't hit an incorrect numbered ball out of turn, for example, hitting any object ball greater in value than the lowest one left on the table. You can't jump any of the object balls off of the table. You can't hit the cue ball twice in one stroke. And, in professional games, you must complete your shot within a 30-second time limit without fail. All of these actions results in a scratch or a foul, and the opponent will be awarded the cue ball in his hand. They are then allowed to place the cue ball anywhere on the table and continue with their shot. That's all of the basic rules of 9-ball pool in a nutshell, but there are still a few more things that you need to know before playing or watching a game. For example, the lag. Like I said earlier on in the video, a lag is used to determine who will break first in a match of 9-ball pool, and this is how a lag works. Both players will strike a ball down to the head rail and bounce it off of that rail. After striking the end rail, the balls will travel back to the head rail, or as close to the head rail as they will go. The player who gets their ball closer to the head rail will break first. Push-outs. After the break, and only the shots exceeding the break, the player who is playing the next shot can choose to play a push-out instead of playing the lowest numbered ball. Playing a push-out means you can play almost any shot without a foul being called against you. In addition, this shot is especially useful for eliminating an unlucky position after the break shot. However, if the next player believes your push-out doesn't favor them, they can then ask you to play the next shot. So, don't leave your opponent with too difficult a shot to attempt afterwards, as they can put you back in play and possibly make you foul or scratch. Extensions. An extension is a block consisting of an extra 30 seconds, which a player is allowed to use to help complete their shot if they are running out of time. If a player is running out of time to take their shot, they are allowed to use an extension, as long as they inform the referee. However, players are limited to only one extension per match, so players will use their extensions tactically, and also only when they really need to use them. The 3 fouls rule. If a player fouls 3 times in a row, without making an intervening legal shot, that player will automatically lose that frame. Also, a warning must be given to the player between the second and third successive fouls before the loss of frame can be given to that player. The golden break, sometimes known as a break ace. If the breaking player hits the 1 ball first, and it causes the 9 ball to sink in any of the 6 pockets without fouling, they will win the frame automatically in 1 shot. This is known as a golden break. It doesn't sound extremely difficult, but it very rarely happens. This is the same as hitting a perfect hole-in-one in golf, or an ace in tennis. That's it for this video. If you found this video helpful, please like, share, and subscribe. I'll see you soon, but in the meantime, enjoy 9-ball pool.